Welcome back to BrochStory. My name's Walker. Nice to meet you. Now, I first want to say thank you to all 22 of my subscribers. I was honestly blown away when I had 2, so I have 22 is just amazing to me, honestly. Anyway, for this video, I'm going to talk about my furry journey. You know, because let's be real here. Trying to put on a costume like this and run around like a crazy person. No. Poor choice of words. But wanted to run around all like, yeah, this is a normal hobby. You know, when you're looking on the list of, oh, I do this, I do this, I do this, you know, people say, oh, I'm a furry. It's not necessarily normal. So, when I was younger, I was super into Lion King. You know, I'd watch it, go with it. My voice, geez, sorry. I go in the bedroom after watching it, act it out. I'm sure it must have dismayed my entire family. And I became the lion. You know, the powers were bestowed upon me. Oh, what a dork I was. Still am. I mean, come on, look at me. I'm talking to you, dork. Mannequin person's head. But anyway, years and years and years later, I had discovered Mascots, and I was like, oh, those are cool. Like, who wouldn't want to jump around in a costume and be a dork and have nobody know who the heck you are? Of course, not knowing how hot it is in these things, but I mean, I play ice hockey, and I get sweaty. So it's really not too different from having all that padding on and everything. Either way, for someone like me, it's just super fun because not only do you kind of get that anonymity of it, but it's just fun to, especially on Halloween, run around and be a dork and stuff like that. But it didn't quite happen that fast because when I was younger, a little younger, I had made a character, but I had no idea that people made costumes and such and all that for a living. That was totally foreign to me at the time. So my main persona, Robot, who actually have a 2 right over there that I haven't worn in the video yet. He went through a lot of like character changes and a couple of name changes before I settled on one. And I watched a few furry videos on YouTube, and I was just like, oh, that's what that is. That was really fun and cool. But of course, they talked about how hot it was and everything, but it didn't really deter me since I thought, well, I have a pretty good heat tolerance anyway. So I thought, not too bad. But I did for my first one, Mission Partial, which is just arm sleeves, the head, paws, and feet. And even just with that, like even though it's snowing out, you know, it's still be really hot in there. The snow is good in that way, because even though you're hot on the inside, it feels nice still. Of course, you don't want to do it in hot weather because of obvious reasons. You'll just die, for lack of better words. I have done it, but that's knowing that the nights get cooler around where I am. So it wasn't that bad as a whole, but if I do it again, it's probably a bad idea. So no. But yeah, I have to do my homework a lot. I mean, when I say homework, I mean watching YouTube videos and finding out more about the fandom and such. It just became something I got really interested in. And finding out about the different species and artwork and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, I need one of these in my life. I gotta make my own character. So, in short, that's how it all happened. At the moment, I've got 4 counting this guy. heads. I only have two full first suits, just because these things are expensive. And depending on the maker, you could pay a good grand for a good fursuit head. I've been lucky and found these one from the maker that would do heads for like 300 to 400. But even that's still not cheap, considering what they are. But it's obvious when you see all the work that goes into them and just everything else, all the details and such, and the sewing. I can't sew my way out of a paper bag, so I'm impressed right there. But but yeah, the fact that people can make these things and make a living off of them is just amazing to me. And I consider myself a relatively good drawer, but I see art that these makers and stuff can do, and I'm like, anyway. So yes, younger, super into Lion King. I found Mascots that they were a thing and was like, I want to do that. But, of course, didn't know how. I found furries and fursuits and everything, and it was just like, yes, I need that. I need that in my life. Thank you. I'm definitely a big enough goof for that thing. Now, of course, you will get a little bit of, okay, a lot. A strange list from people, if you haven't mentioned, oh yeah, one of my hobbies is fursuiting. You'll just get that, what? So then you gotta explain, yada yada yada, what it is and such not, because again, it's not an everyday thing. And in fact, one of my coworkers has told me that she tells her friends and such that, oh my gosh, I work with a furry, because I guess she's never encountered someone with that hobby before, or I guess it's not that they told her or whatever. So it's quite an interesting experience to have someone who's never experienced that, or known anyone that was a furry, and just have them being all like, oh my gosh about it. But yes, save your gasps. But there is I want to say friendly here, adult side of fandom, but much like any other one, I mean, come on, look around, you're gonna find it in anything. I mean, seriously. And yes, while I would like to wish and pretend that it doesn't exist, it does, unfortunately. But the ones that do that, they do keep it behind closed doors. They don't throw it out there in your face like, yeah, And most of us, and I'm not sure what the numbers are, so I'm not gonna throw any out here, but most of us are just in it for fun and, run around being dorks and going to conventions and such. I haven't been to a strictly furry convention yet. I've been to like gaming ones and such. Like what was it? Oh yeah, like PAX East and such. So I never wore my fursuit there, and nobody's, people cosplay too and that, so they're not like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But oh, but yeah, I think that's about the end of my spiel. I'm gonna get out of this because again, it's really, really hot. But like I say, I enjoy it, and especially when you're walking by a child and they look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, that teddy bear is alive. Holy moly. It's walking around waving at me. What's going on? And yeah, you're gonna get those kids that are a little screaming and like, no, 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 I don't want to look at this. And that's fine. Just move on to the one that's excited to see you. No big deal. Well, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.